Welcome to Rusty Forge. The developers have finally added the monument changes to the staging branch, and these are the changes we are going to see in the August update. We now have new ways to interact with the monuments, activate a global electrical grid across the island, and some monuments can now interact with each other. And finally, we also have a brand new event, Satellite Crash. I will show it to you at the end of the video, so make sure to watch until the end, because today here is a lot of interesting and useful stuff to cover. To interact with the most of these new features, you first need to activate the island's global electrical grid. You can do that at the power plant. To do this, you need to get inside the main building, where the turbine hall is located. When the power is offline, this area is now lit with the red emergency light. Inside the turbine hall, you will find two fuse boxes where you need to insert the new heavy fuses. Once at least one fuse is installed, power will start flowing through the island's electrical grid. The amount of power available in the grid depends on how many fuses you install. With one heavy fuse, the grid provides 12 units of power. If you insert all of them, it goes up to 30 units. And yes, you may have already realized you can power your base from this global grid. Along the rods on the power poles you will find cylinder-shaped connection boxes. Each of them has 6 outputs. You can climb to the pole by placing a ladder and then run a wire from the pole to your base. But it is important to understand that those 30 units are for entire connection box, not for each output. So if all these 6 outputs are connected, each one will provide only 5 units of power. Guys, this might be the last time YouTube recommends this channel to you, so please consider subscribing and leaving a like, so you do not miss the next videos on this channel. Thank you. Many monuments now have new ways to interact with them. At the gas station there are new garage doors that can be opened when electricity is available. Behind those doors you will find a car lift that you can lower in order to repair or modify a vehicle. There is also a generator near the gas station. If you put fuel into it and turn it on, the system will work even without the global electrical grid. Meanwhile, the supermarket now have a fridge that can be opened when electricity is available, letting you grab fresh food from inside. At the water treatment plant you can find the large tanks, and on top of them there are now valve wheels. You can insert a gear into one of these valves, and after that you will be able to turn it. You need to keep turning it all the way, and once it is fully opened, water will start flowing through the pipelines across the map. Along the roads you will be able to find pipe outlets coming up to the surface, with a tap that lets you collect water into vehicle or run it directly into your base. At the dome there is now something that looks like a small fuel station, where you can get crude oil. To use it you first need to activate a timer on one of the oil rigs. After that, crude oil will start appearing at the tanks near the dome, and you will be able to pump that oil into your vehicle. At the airfield you can now call in an airdrop or a Chinook. In the tower near the main building you will find two fuse boxes. Box A and Box B. If you insert a fuse into box A, it powers up the terminal that calls an airdrop, and if you insert fuses into both, the terminal for calling in the Chinook becomes active. You can find the activation diagram right next to the terminals. For this event to start, the terminal needs to stay powered for a while. It takes quite some time, so you will likely need to insert several fuses during the process. Unfortunately, for some reason, this system stopped working for me today. Most likely the developers are still adjusting or fixing something on stage, so right now I cannot show you exactly how it works, but I will definitely do it in the future. And now let's move on to the long-awaited event. At launch site inside one of the buildings you can find a control room with a terminal used to control satellites in orbit. To start the terminal you need to insert 10 tech trash, and of course electricity has to be available. After that, the interface opens with a list of satellites. There you can see the satellite that purpose, its weight, and the amount of fuel available for controlling it. I think the first two parameters will affect the loot inside, but we will have to see how it works in the final version. After selecting a satellite, you can choose the area where it will crash by selecting letters and numbers that looks like coordinates. When you press these coordinates, the markers move into a certain direction. You can keep changing the crash location as long as you still have fuel left. Once you have chosen the area, press lock. After that, there are 5 minutes left before the satellite crashes, which gives you just enough time to move toward the impact zone and watch what happens. This is what the satellite looks like after the crash. Now let's compare how much the actual impact location differs from the place we selected. For me, it looks like it landed almost exactly where we aimed, but of course the accuracy can still change since this event is still in development. This is the loot I managed to get from these crates. Honestly, it feels very similar to the helicopter loot. Also, keep in mind that I selected a small satellite, and I know that rockets and C4 can also drop from these crates. Now let's wait until the debris stops burning, so we can gather some resources from it as well. It was a little difficult to understand which parts could actually be harvested, because they did not disappear during the process. I really hope they fix this, because it is honestly pretty annoying. And here is what I managed to collect on top of the crate loot. 12 solar panels, 60 HQM, 600 metal fragments, and most importantly, which means the event can actually pay for itself. Also, after I looted everything, I noticed that after one satellite crash there is cooldown before you can call in the next one. I didn't time it exactly, but right now it looked like you can call a satellite roughly every 30 minutes. So that was my first look at these changes. After the update releases, I will definitely make a detailed guide for all of this and keep you updated on any changes. Leave your comments about all of this, because I'm really interested to hear what you think. Also make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and I will see you in the next videos.